is Sharita Bagby with I Am Goddess Life. And before we do what we do, let's step into the goddess realm. So I want to make it abundantly clear. Wednesdays are hump day, so if you haven't done it already, make sure to get your hump on. Y'all know I'm playing. I'm not playing. Hey Teresa, good to see you today. Let's do what we do. Stop what you're doing, grab a glass of water. We're gonna social it up, chug a lug, and then boop. Make sure you hit like when you're done. Oh, me so thirsty. This morning, my husband made the suggestion of coffee, and then I ended up having some coffee. And then anytime I have coffee, I'm just like the rest of the day. So, needless to say, I'm going extra in on the water. Let's get started. Thank you, God. Thank you to our angels, our goddesses, our guides, our fairies for all the guidance and direction. We ask that you continue to please guide and direct our messages. Make them clear and concise and applicable to each of us so we know how to apply them to our lives. We also ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it abundantly, and all these many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Hey, Eli, good to see you. Let's see, where is our message coming from? Let me just grab our spirit animal deck, because we are going to get a spirit animal, of course, of course. But I think we're going to continue to work with our goddesses today, so be it. Something's telling me just to shuffle this deck. So we'll get our spirit animal, we'll get our goddesses, and then we'll get our message. Because guess what? I get the message when you get the message. It's only funny because it's true. Thank you, goddesses. What do you have for us today? Oh, what is the message? What is the question? What is the question? Our guides say that they've been beating us up the last few days. They're going to take it easy on us. What do you have for us today? What do you have for us today? Thank you, goddesses. What do you have for the goddess round today? Okay, 1, then 2. Then 3. I think we're getting one more. Okay. From our fairy deck, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull that card now. Thank you, fairies. I know you got some kind of action for us. What is it? This one? This? No. Thank you, fairies. What do you have for us today? What do you have for us today? Keep shuffling, they tell me. Keep shuffling. All right. See, ooh, I have to watch myself. That was me getting impatient. Okay, Sharita, calm down. After I just got finished saying, keep shuffling. Oh, man. Caught myself there. All right, there it is. Got it. I only make that face because it's a card we've been getting quite a bit lately. Hey, Christy, good to see you. So you guys, I have a, before we dive in, I have this awesome testimony that is just, it gives me goosebumps and tinglies, literally tinglies, just thinking about it. So I'm sure you've probably noticed on my page every morning and every night, I post vibration rising, and it says something like gratitude, affirmations, goals, and I've got check marks. So when I do my gratitude statement, check, goals, check, affirmations, check, and then I have my hashtags. Well, here's the deal. I've been working on raising my vibration and coming more in tune with the things that I want and the things that I want to create. So my quick story is that today I got online to make a credit card payment. I've been like a total weirdo lately in the sense that And not even weird in a bad way, just weird compared to a lot of people, or compared to my old way of thinking, to where I actually have been getting excited about making credit card statements. Like, there was a time in my life where credit card statements were like, but now they come in the mail and I'm like, you're my bitch. So anyway, I've been working on raising my vibration, because one of the things I want to do is get my balances down, and I wanted to do some balance transfers and what have you, blah, blah, blah. Just make some smart adult choices. So today I got on to make my credit card payment, one of my payments, and I looked and I got ready to like make the payment, and it says no payment due. And I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean? It's due in a couple of days. What do you mean there's no pay? I haven't paid it yet. And then I go and I pull up the paper statement, and it literally said said the same thing, like for next month, like, which would be this month, zero amount due. And I'm like, what the heck? So then I go and I look at the balance from last month to this month, and they took my entire payment, because I try and pay, over my minimum payment. They took my entire payment and applied it towards the principal balance last month. So I say all that to say that when you become in tune vibrationally with the things that you want to create and or manifest in this world, you will be amazed at how God, Spirit, Source works it out for you, the universe, in the most amazing and the most randomest of ways. So I wanted to share that with y'all, because I highly recommend that you stop talking about what you don't like, or what you don't want, or what you don't have, and you start focusing on what you do want, what you do like, and what you do have. And you'll be amazed at how, when you change your vibration, you change the things that you begin attracting to you in your life. So yay, yippee-ki-yay on that. And I hope that y'all enjoyed that story. So by all means, if you are not entirely sure what I'm talking about, I said I was going to take it down, and I haven't done it yet. It's all over Facebook. It's on the Goddess Life page. It's also on my personal page, and I have it on YouTube, where the techniques that I used, I described in detail on the Virgo New Moon video. And so what's been amazing is I've been working with these off and on for months, and I've been getting some results, but I was still doing a lot of it based out of lack, based out of need. Does that make sense? Because when I'm doing it based out of I need, that implies I don't have, which is a place of lack. So of course I got lackluster results. But I decided, you know what? I'm going in. I'm going hard. I'm changing my vibration. I'm believing. And what's amazing is everything from my trip to Vegas. I told you all that story about how that came about so completely randomly. How I even got the opportunity to go. How I found myself in the airport while this mass event was going on, when my entire plan was to party that night and to be out and about near the airport, which would have put me exactly where that event happened. And it was just randomly that I ended up at the airport when I did, and just all these amazing, wonderful coincidences that have not only and literally spared my life, but have brought forth more abundance in every form, not just the financial form. So I share all that to share with you that I'm not just sitting here behind a camera lens, like talking out of my ass. Like, these are things that I absolutely believe in, that I've studied from my gurus. Like, when this happened today with the credit card thing, I literally immediately got on the phone with my guru. Like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm not tripping, that this shit is actually for real, like, that this actually happened. He was like, Sharita, don't question it. This happens all the time, which I knew. But again, when you start seeing things happen regularly within your life, that you're like, how did that occur? You start to really realize that you are magical with a CK. All right, one thing I forgot, y'all, before I switch over. Hey, Angie. Christy says, yes, thanks, Harvey. Hey, Angie, I am, guys, I forgot to grab our spirit animal. Harvey was good for me in the sense that I literally sat on my butt and relaxed, and I didn't miss a thing in terms of workflow. All right. Ah, there it is. Got it. All right, so we have two spirit animals today. All right, guys. So we're gonna move through this reading really quick. I gotta watch myself because talking about that raises my vibe. And right now, like, I can literally feel my insides doing this. Like, yeah, we are so excited. So, by the way, if you haven't figured out, this is what I do for a living. Not just the card readings. This part is not what I do for a living. This is adjacent to that. But what I do is really just working with people to help them discover their abundance blocks, to not just discover them, not overcome them, but let's crush them and get them the F out of there. You know what I'm saying? And moving forward to literally create your own reality, to use your God-given nature. I mean, this is just like, it's not like I'm saying any kind of mystical prayer and I'm being all, ooh, like I'm using science. Just straight up science. Just straight up science. So by all means, if you would like a goddess reading, check the links in the description. You can request your free goddess reading and have that within about 24 hours. If you have questions about overcoming or crushing, identifying your abundance blocks, please schedule a discovery call with me. That's kind of like a free mini coaching call, okay? So again, link is in the description. I do this because depending on what platform you're on, I don't know I don't want to say above and it's below and people are like, okay. So you guys, we're going to dive into our description. Hey, Sonia. We're going to dive into our description. Good Lord. We're going to dive into our reading really, really fast because I like to keep them 20 to 30 minutes. And, you know, I've already talked half that time. So the first card that we have is Sarasvati, the arts. Express. Holy cow. Let me focus. Just kidding. Okay, there we go. Now we can see. Express yourself through creative activities. Express yourself through creative activities. We talked about this just a couple of days ago, and a couple of you have actually been getting this card in your personal readings. So hurrah for that. But in particular, we notice with Sarasvati that she's near the water, that she's got the music. Her foot is in the lotus, right? She is at peace. She is at one. She is in her quote unquote goddess realm right there. Like, she is in the space where she is happiest. She's in the space where she's expressing herself through her creative outlet. For Sarasvati, it happens to be music. But when she's in this place, it's in the place where it's kind of like her power place, her sacred place, where she's in tune, she's in vibrational tune with everything that is right, everything that she wants. Right? So really, you're being guided to express yourself through creative activities. What comes to mind when you hear that? That's what it is for you. Sometimes we look at creativity, we see, like, I remember all the artsy people in high school, and I'd be like, oh my God, they're so creative. I wish I was that creative. And it took me a long time to realize I am no less creative than they are. My creativity is just expressed in a different manner. It's not on a camera, on a canvas, or really from a camera lens, or it's not necessarily through my singing voice, but do what you need to do. Hey, Takara, to express yourself through your creative activities. And the thing that we notice in particular about Sarasvati is, look at the sun behind her head, the sun behind her head. That's usually an indication of a rise in understanding or a rise in consciousness. And so again, as you are expressing yourself creatively, doing what you love to do, doing what puts you in harmony with nature, with earth, with your higher self, making you feel like you're at peace, you're at one, you raise your vibration, you raise your level of acceptance to receive more information. For some of you, you've been really looking to connect with your guides. This is a way to do it. Put on whatever, dance, sing, write, whatever comes to mind, paint, draw, dye your hair a funny color, as long as, I'm not saying everybody should have pink hair, even though I do believe it. No, I'm teasing. I'm not teasing. But I'm saying, do what is according to you. Do what you know is right. Express yourself creatively through activities. And that is what I really want to say to that in particular, is as you express yourself creatively, you're allowing your vibration to rise. When your vibration's rising, you're putting yourself in tune with the things that you want to attract into your life. And that, for a lot of us, so many people have trouble manifesting because they are wanting one thing, but their mind, their words, their attitudes, their actions are contrary to what they want. And so what they don't understand is that you're creating at all times, right? At all times. And here's Rihanna reminding us, sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into a reality. So y'all know I just told you my testimony about my credit card, right? So here is a prime example. One of the things that I had been doing with my credit cards was I had been speaking to them directly. I'd been speaking to them and I had been visualizing a specific outcome. And lo and behold, what I tell you this morning, I go to make a payment and it's like, oh, guess what? You don't have to. You're already taken care of. And not only did you make your last payment, but we applied the entire principal balance, the entire principal to the balance, which I was like, yippee-ki-yay, right? Bruce Willis version, of course, but you get the point. You are a magical person. And again, when I say magic, I mean as you do what you're supposed to be doing in terms of following what your life purpose is, expressing yourself creatively, allowing your vibration to rise, that magic is really your vibration. It's your point of attraction. You now start to manifest your clear intentions. And let's be specific about that. Your clear intentions. You know, people say, I want a good job. Well, what is a good job? Because a good job to me may not be a good job to you, or vice versa. So be specific, your clear intentions into reality. You begin to align yourself. As you begin to express yourself creatively, you align yourself with that which you're trying to manifest, your clear intentions into your physical world. And guys, let's not forget, everything is energy. Everything is energy. And everything is vibrates. Nothing is at rest. So that's why I've been talking so heavily on vibration lately, because it's about getting in tune with it. And y'all know what it means, even when you don't know what it means. How many times have you met somebody and you're like, man, I'm not really feeling their vibe. Oh yeah, she and I vibed right off top. You know what it means. You know what it means to feel out of sync with someone, or to feel in sync with them, or a situation. So raise your vibration to match the things that you want to bring about. And the best way to do that is through purification, right? It's time. And I want to address this, mind, body, and spirit. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and your mind. Your body and your mind. Because again, the food that you're putting in your body, the drinks, the beverages that you're putting in your body directly affect your vibration. There's a reason why alcohol is called a what? A depressant. Right? It is, you drink it, you're depressing yourself. You're eating a ton of processed food. You're eating a ton of dead flesh. I'm not knocking anybody who eats meat. That's why I tell people I eat vegan. I am not a vegan. I just eat vegan from time to time. I'm the biggest meat loving vegan on the earth. But what I understand is what I put in my body directly affects my vibration. You can't put a bunch of dead, no energy having, no life sustaining food in your body and not expect it to take a toll, not only on your physical toll, but on your spiritual toll, because mind, body, and spirit are all connected. Flip side of the coin, what are you feeding your mind? What are you watching on television? What are you clicking on in your news feed on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram? What type of music are you listening to? Are you listening to the woe is me and this don't happen and everything that went bad and I hope this man like me, I'm gonna give him everything in my life and maybe he'll like me back? Like, what are you listening to and feeding yourself? What are you bopping your head to in agreement? Not even ever realizing that music is literally feeding your soul. You guys know what I mean. You know what it's like when you got your little special someone over and you turn it on some mood music, right? Because music sets the mood, right? Maybe dim the lights. You know what it's like when you don't go there, Sharita. Okay, let me hush. I was about to say something that was not necessarily nice. But you know what it's like when you are you're getting ready to go out on Friday night, right? And you put on that amped up music, that hype music. Understand what you are feeding yourself and be cautious. Heads up, some of the most popular music out there, it may put you in a hype, good mood, but it's some of the most lowest vibrational-ish on the planet. So know what you are feeding yourself. Angie says, I know cleaning up my diet will help me recover this muscle tear. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. But cleaning up your diet not only helps you on the physical aspect, but it helps you on the spiritual aspect as well, and on the mental aspect. I cannot tell you how many people, including myself, who have cleared up depression, anxiety, even other mental health illnesses or conditions strictly through their diet alone. Through your diet alone. I don't think a lot of people understand just how much your digestion, the clarity of your digestion, affects the clarity of your thinking. It is a direct correlation. So it is absolutely insane. You know, a lot of people talk about getting that gut feeling, or that gut, the feeling in the pit of their stomach. Well, if your digestion and your whole stomach and your whole tract is jacked up from all the food that you've been eating, and you've got leaky gut syndrome and this, that, and the other, imagine how that affects your intuition. You know, so just, guys, understand that total wellness is mind, body, and spirit. It is literally a tripod. If one of them is shaky, they are all shaky. If one of the legs are cut, the whole thing topples over. And most things, what people don't realize, and this is what I've found in my life, especially the more and more that I dive into coaching, or over the last few years that I've gotten into coaching, is that most things actually start in the spiritual realm. They make their way to the mental, and they manifest in the physical. They manifest in the physical. So let me give you an example. We've all seen those shows like My 600 Pound Life. And I just use this as an example because it's a big one that most people are familiar with. A lot of times when they interview the people on this show, whether you agree with the show or you don't, I really don't care. That's not the point. The point is, a lot of times when they interview the people on these shows, what do the people say? Oh, you know, I had a really rough childhood and food is the only thing that made me feel better. So they're using a physical thing to take care of a mental and a spiritual thing because they're feeling empty, they're feeling depressed, they're feeling lost, they're feeling abandoned, they're feeling abused, they're feeling neglected, right? And they're using a physical form of food to fill that hole. And so these feelings of depression and anxiety and loss and what have you lead them to continue to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat till all of a sudden they're on a show called My 600 Pound Life. Now, granted, there are physical things that happen. There are other reasons why people gain weight, but 9 times out of 10, in my personal experience, not for the world, because I don't work with the world, but in my personal experience, a lot of physical ailments, not just weight gain, but anxiety, depression, arthritis, all types of things started off in the spiritual realm and ended up manifesting themselves in the physical. A lot of people with digestive issues, with ulcers, what happened? What are they told? Reduce their stress. Person who's got a history of heart attack, what does the doctor tell them? Even modern medicine tells them reduce their stress because they understand. Angie says, my weight loss journey started 2 years earlier, getting my spiritual world in alignment and studying metaphysics. I feel that set the groundwork for obesity and recovery. Heck freaking yes, Angie. Heck yes. And I remember when you were starting this journey. Like, I literally remember you prepping for it. And look, I mean, if y'all don't know how far Angie's come, I don't know if her pictures are open, but y'all need to go stalk her page. These last 2 years, Angie has made the most incredible change out of anybody I've ever known in my entire life. And the wild part about it, Angie, is for me, my journey was completely opposite. Getting my physical body in order helped to clear up my mind, which helped me to start. Once I started clearing up my mind, I got into science, which got me into God. Because again, for somebody like me, science and God are one and the same. So yeah, 160 pounds gonzo, she says, guys. In 2 years, 160 pounds. And let me tell you something, 160 pounds in 2 years is a lot. And this girl is not flabby. She's not flabby. She's a mommy. So there's no who works a full-time job. There's no excuses for I can't. There's no excuses. So purification, going through, purifying, taking inventory of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your actions. What are you doing that doesn't align with your highest good? What are you doing that is keeping your vibration low? What are you doing that isn't allowing you to get in alignment with the things you want in your life? And how you know whether or not you're in alignment is to look at your current results. I keep striving for the best, but I keep getting second best. Okay, so I need to take some inventory. Where am I holding myself back? Where am I applying lack? Where am I operating out of fear? And when you can begin to recognize those things, you begin to crush them. Those abundance blocks, I like to call them. You begin to crush them, and then you get on the vibration of the things you want, and you literally begin to create the life you want. Like, literally, y'all, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with my story, but a lot of my story came out of health and fitness. And I literally made the mindset one day that I was done working for anyone else. I was done with calendars. I was done with schedules. I was done with trying to take time off. I wanted to get paid to work out and look hot. And I literally created a lifestyle doing that. Period, point blank. I mean, as vain as it may sound, I really don't care. The fact of the matter is, I was able to literally create the life that I wanted, but it took some effort and it took some brain retraining. It took me recognizing where I was holding myself back. Angie says, "Nope, I will squash any excuse someone brings. I am at the gym and still losing weight with a foot in an air cast." Yes, you are, girl. Yes, you are. You made your mind up. You made your mind up, and the thing about it, Angie, that you did that 98% of people don't do is you committed and you stayed consistent, and you've never looked back. You've never looked back. So this next card, guys, in staying aligned with everything, and this is why I kind of smirked when I saw the fairy card, because this is like, I swear to you, the third or fourth time this has come out in the last 4 or 5 days. In addition to you, a lot of you are getting this in your private readings. Assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes to what you really want to. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to, which means if you believe that this certain activity or this certain event or these certain people are keeping you in a place of lack and doubt and fear and keeping your vibration not in alignment with what it is that you want in your life, then you need to stand up for your beliefs. Standing up for your beliefs, I said it once and I'll say it again, does not mean you have to stand in opposition to someone else or someone else's beliefs. It just means if it's not for you, don't do it. Sometimes we do things, we go along to get along, right? We've all heard that term. Go along to get along. We don't go along to get along. You are at a place now where you are letting your light shine. You are blazing forward. You are creating the path. And when you let your light shine, you give permission to allow others to let their light shine. And again, the thing that I know about my message is that the people whom I'm meant to work with are people whom are meant to lead. And what I know about that is some of those people are probably going to go on and outlead me. But I'm okay with that because I know that I did what I was supposed to do. Stand up for your beliefs. Only say yes if you really want to. Stop obligating yourself to things that are dragging you, that are sucking life out of you and not replenishing you. Right? You can't pour forth from an empty cup. So make sure you're not doing things that are emptying you out and not refilling you with what you need to be refilled with. Additionally, y'all, I can speak from a personal standpoint, but this also means stand up to yourself. Because we have old ways of thinking, and our old ways of thinking are rooted in lack and fear and frustration and what if. Sometimes we have to stand up to ourselves and be like, you know what? I'm not going to allow this fear to rule me. Today I'm moving forward in boldness because I'm letting my light shine. I am a vibrational match to what I am trying to create. I'm a vibrational match to my life purpose. I'm letting my light shine. I'm not going to cower in the shadows anymore today. So just some thoughts on that. Angie says, that's the sign of a good teacher, students that carry on past you. You know, when I first got that message, my guides kind of shared it and showed it to me. And I was like, what? You mean to tell me? And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, Sharita, like if you already have everything that you need and everything that you want, I mean, shut up. Like, really, is it really that deep if somebody surpasses you? You are, because you, at the end of the day, you already have what you want and what you need, right? So I encourage y'all. I encourage y'all. Wow. Okay, we got 2 animal cards today, and I just now looked at them, and now I understand why we got the 2 cards today. So I'm going to put them up in conjunction with all of these. Sarasvati, raise your vibe, right? Express yourself creatively. Express yourself according to what is natural to you. Do you, homie. Let your light shine. Do the things that bring you joy, peace, happiness, abundance. Even if you don't see it in your physical world, but you feel it in your spirit. Do the things that make you feel at one with this world, with this nature, with this earth. And while you're at it, recognize and know that as you raise your vibration, you start to tune in to the things that you want, and that you're a sorceress or a sorcerer. You're magical. You manifest those things into your reality. And again, your clear intentions. We don't just say, I want to be rich, or I want a good job, or I want a nice mate. We need to be clear with our intentions. What does good mean to you? You know, and again, being clear with our intentions means keeping them in the affirmative, keeping them in the positive. I was speaking to a friend earlier who was going through his affirmations, and one of the affirmations he used was, I am blessed and I am not cursed. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna stop. If you don't mind, we're gonna back up, because if you're blessed, that automatically implies that you're not cursed. So we can leave that second half off. Additionally, the universe just hears I am. So now you're sending mixed messages, right? It doesn't necessarily hear I am not. It just hears I am. So what I want you to do is to keep your clear intentions in the affirmative, in the positive. Now, here's the other thing. When we say these I am statements, we're not saying them in the hope to reach them later on. We're saying them because we've been here, we've raised our vibe up, we had our solo dance party, we went and, did gymnastics in the park, we meditated, we pulled out our old guitar and we started whatever made us feel good, we raised our vibration, and now we're at that point of the I am. We are living, thinking, feeling, raising our vibration to being there right now. And then to help us continue to get there, we're purifying ourselves, our mind and our bodies. We're making sure what we're feeding ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually is in alignment with what we want to create. I caught myself just last night. I wanted to have my husband has this thing where he's been bringing home like Werther's Original. And oh my God, those things are so awesome. And I grabbed one and I had to put it back. I was like, Sharita, this is not in alignment with the body you're trying to create. Not to mention the fact that this is a ton of sugar, and sugar lowers your vibe. Put it down. What are you doing in your physical body? What thoughts are you holding? What areas of I can't, or I'm fearful, or maybe what if one of these days are you holding that need to be released? And then again, assertiveness. Be assertive. Stand up for what you believe in. Only say yes if you really want to. Stop doing things that suck the life out of you, that don't align with your highest good. Here's the deal. It doesn't mean you have to blow people off and be an a-hole, but you can politely decline and let them know, at this moment I appreciate it, but I thank you so much for the offer, but I'm unavailable to tackle that at the moment. Hey, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to stay home for happy hour this week. Do you know what? It was the hardest. That was one of the biggest things I had to give up, was happy hour. I know that sounds lame, but in my mind, I kept thinking like, that's where everybody's at. That's where everybody's at. And then one day I was like, Sharita, you're not trying to be where everyone else is at. You're trying to move beyond that. Not saying where they're at is in a bad place. Just saying your destiny, your life purpose is beyond this living for Friday happy hour. And I had to start to recognize ain't nothing new happening, right? I'm not missing a gosh darn thing. Take your butt at home. Stay home. Save the money. Save the effort. Save your vibration. Because getting out of after having drinks and then listening to all that low vibrational boom boom music ain't nothing good coming out of that. Buffalo, be thankful for all you have. That is one of the easiest ways, FYI, if you're not familiar, to raise your vibration, is to get in a place of thanks and gratitude. Be thankful for what you already have. And guess what? When you're in a vibration of gratitude, then and your vibration attracts things to you, then you start to attract more things to be grateful for, right? Our dear tells us, be kind to yourself and others. And I see why this is so freaking important. At first I was like, why did we get 2 cards? The reason why this is important is because, again, everything that you have, you've created as a result of your vibrational match. If you are not kind to yourself, then the universe goes, oh, okay, well, let me send more people to you that aren't kind to you. Be kind to yourself. That's why being assertive is so freaking important. Putting your sanity, putting your spirituality, putting your mental health, putting your vibration above all the BS is so important, because that lets the universe know to do the same. Sometimes we put other people's needs before our own needs, and then we wonder why those other people, how come nobody ever comes to me when I need help? Well, your vibration has said that everybody else's needs are more important than your own. That's a big one to take in. Taking care of self is not a selfish act. It is required. And the second half to that, be kind to others. Again, what you put out is what you get back. There's no reason not to be kind to others. And what I've had to do, y'all, is I've had to learn to allow people to exist in the space that they are in. Not everybody is meant to have the same opinion. Not everybody is meant to dress the same way, walk the same way, think the same way, act the same way. Everybody's entitled to their own, and diversity is what makes the world go round. Imagine, as they say, imagine a world where everyone was the same. I mean, keep it real. You don't want that, because then you'd be mad that somebody was copycatting you. So allow people to be in their own space, and guess what? When you allow people to be themselves and be in their own space, whether you agree or you disagree, you then null and void all the haters. Because what you put out, you get back. People then start to recognize, and they allow you to be in your own space and to do what you want and to create as you see fit for your life. So be in a place of gratitude. Express yourself creatively. Yeah! Remember that you are a sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality, and it's time to detox your mind and your body. Getting waves of energy like whoa right now. So I'm going to honor that energy, and I'm going to let it flow on its own. I'm not going to force it. I think y'all feel it. You understand. I love our goddesses. I love our goddesses. You know, we've been getting so many amazing messages, especially in the last 3 days in particular. I mean, our messages are always amazing, but they've been at a deeper level. And what I can tell you is I don't know exactly where they're moving, but I have a really, really good idea. I'm sorry, I'm just looking down at the cards. My guides have kind of been peeping me out, like helping me peep some game on some things. And so what I really, really, really want to make sure that we're doing is that we're not just taking in information, but that we're applying it, and that you're seeing results in your life. What's the point, right? What's the point of putting forth all this effort of being positive and being clear and trying to create, manifest, if you keep getting what you had and not necessarily what you want? Just my opinion. So I absolutely love y'all lots. Let's social it up one more time. Stay hydrated. That's another great way to keep the vibe flowing. That's me personally. Getting hydrated helps me a lot. I always think of it like, think of a downed power line laying across a wet street, like that, all that water conducts that electricity. You don't want to step in the water because you'll get electrocuted. Well, same thing. We're talking about energy, we're talking about electricity. So keep it flowing. Keep it conducting. My friend, speaking of which, I want to start switching to copper. My friend, my water goddess, made me this beautiful mica pendant. She wrapped it in copper because copper is a great conductor of electricity. She was thinking. All right, y'all. I love you lots. Have an amazing day. Thank you to our goddesses and our fairies and our guides for the amazing message. Help us to implement it in our lives. Help us to recognize and know where we can be expressing ourselves and exactly what we're creating and where we need to be purifying and cleansing, and help us to stand up for our beliefs. Thank you so much to our guides. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a fabulous Wednesday. And again, you remember the deal. Here's the thing. It's Wednesday. Make sure you get your hump on. No, I'm playing. I'm not playing. Okay. I better stop that. I will talk to you soon. My mother would be so disappointed. Don't tell her. Bye.